Greetings, I'm your host, Dr. Wolfula, and welcome to another episode of my sort of podcast.
'Cause it's not really a podcast.
Well, it is if you close your eyes.
Everything is a podcast then, if you put it like that.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Goulash.
Okay, cut the shit. Where's the rest of October 6th, Dr. Wolfula?
Excuse me?
People want to know what's going on with this channel. You're losing viewers left and right. You're slipping up in your old age.
Hey.
So why don't you just stop messing around, take this seriously, and tell everyone here what happened to October?
Well, if you must know, I just didn't feel like doing it.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm joined today by a guest, Goulash. Say hello.
Oh, hey. Goulash here.
Always a pleasure to have you here at the Wolfulair, Goulash.
You're in good spirits today, sir, despite my accusations.
Of course I am. It's Friday the 13th, one of my favorite holidays.
It's not really a holiday.
Yes, my favorite holiday. And you can't really celebrate the unluckiest day of the year without visiting its Santa Claus, a jolly hockey-masked fellow by the name of Jason Voorhees.
We're not going to be talking about all those fake trailers for the new Friday the 13th movie that people keep sending us, are we?
Oh, no. Of course not. That'd be stupid. No, we're going to be talking about the,
Friday the 13th game beta?
Oh, yeah, sure. Why not? Why don't you just lead us into that, and I'll follow up.
All right, well, there's a new Friday the 13th game coming out from indie developers Gun Media and IllFonic that recently went through a beta. It started out as a game on Kickstarter and was totally unrelated to Friday the 13th, besides, taking place at a summer camp and having a killer. But Sean S. Cunningham, director of the original Friday the 13th, thought it looked cool, so he gave the developers the license.
And after that, they went all out on this game. Tom Savini designed the kills, Harry Manfredini is scoring the music, Kane Hodder motion captures Jason, Tom Matthews reprises his role as Tommy Jarvis, they even got Adam Sessler to host the Kickstarter video.
Who's Adam Sessler?
Ever watch X-Play?
No.
It was a pretty good show.
Okay, well, the multiplayer beta for the Friday the 13th game was released to backers last Christmas, and we were given a key by a fan named Kevin Taylor.
Thanks, Kevin. You the real MVP.
So, after playing the beta, sir, what do you think of the game so far?
Well, starting out, most of my time playing the game was not spent actually playing the game. I was just at a loading screen, looking at Jason breathing, waiting for dedicated servers to be found, or for the search to cool down, whatever the fuck that means. This would go on for like 20 minutes at a time, and even then, matches would crash in the middle.
It was a bit of a bummer, and the developers kept patching and extending the beta to make up for it.
Eventually, they got it right, but hopefully this kind of shit doesn't crop up at the actual release, because Steam reviews are pretty fucking merciless if something doesn't work completely with a handjob included.
When you could actually get the game to work, what'd you think?
Well, it looks and sounds like the movies. Crystal Lake is faithfully reproduced from the first few flicks, and the map is huge. I kind of wish the beta just let you free roam around it without consequences. That'd be fun by itself, but you've got stuff you need to do.
What kind of stuff?
Pretty much just not dying. At the beginning of every match in the beta, Jason pops up and gives a circle of teenagers a startle. It got real old seeing this same choppy cutscene over and over, but man, it's worth it for the look on this guy's face. Priceless.
Makes the acting in the movies look Oscar-worthy.
After this scene, everybody scatters and Jason does his thing.
It's not really a premise that's accurate to the movies, though. Jason doesn't really make his presence known to a large group of people like that.
Well, Friday the 13th movies don't exactly have kick-ass storytelling, so it's only natural that a Friday the 13th game should have even more slapdash storytelling.
So, what do you do from there?
Whatever you want. It's a sandbox without rules, just suggestions of what to do in order to not die.
Oh, so this is just like real life then?
Essentially, except in real life you don't choose who you are. You get a bunch of Friday the 13th stereotypes to choose to play as, but none of them are based on anyone from the actual films. There's the athletic chick, the nerdy chick, the guy with eyelashes, sweater cape guy. The basics. All of them sport different stats like in the NES Classic.
Oh, it's good to know that aspects of that original game will live on. It really captured the series with Jason's army of zombies and the flying Mrs. Voorhees head.
Yeah, I know. Except all the stats are pretty much useless in this game except stamina and speed, so everyone went for the athletic chick. So you'll see an army of the same girl in a running suit wandering around Crystal Lake, It's dumb as hell.
There's apparently going to be abilities, and maybe being able to pick different perks might balance out the characters, but yeah, it seems like they're going to want to make the speed and stamina differences between characters negligible if they want people to actually play as the other guys.
As a counselor, your goal is merely to survive, and accomplishing that is as simple as making it through until sunset, but there's no real skill to that. You can fucking hide under a bed the whole match and just luck out.
It's a pretty solid strategy, though.
Not on my watch.
Oh, no!
Anyway, in order to guarantee your survival, you have a few viable options. Obviously, you can call the police, wait it out a bit, and then head over to them.
Wait, so the police don't actually come to your rescue?
Nope. Just like in the movies. Another option is to rebuild a couple of cars. I don't know who dismantles a car every time they park, but there are car parts and keys scattered all over the place to find in order to escape. Of course, this is best attempted as a team effort, but there are limited seats and limited time, so you might get stranded even if you helped out. Fucking assholes.
So, as a counselor, you just wander around and open drawers?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. There are some evasion tactics and traps you can use, but they're clunky and, you know, it's not exactly viable to take on Jason, especially since if you die, you have to wait until the end of the match spectating.
Wait a second, you have to keep watching even though you're dead and can't do anything?
Yep, because you might get to be Tommy Jarvis, who has a shotgun and is the most skilled character, but, you know, it's still a matter of looking through drawers, and they don't tell you the gun mechanics of the game ahead of time. You gotta hold down a trigger to keep using the gun in this game? Good to know as I'm being choked to death. God damn it.
But the game is scary, I take it.
At first, but once you play as Jason and know how he works, playing a counselor stops being scary, and you usually know that Jason is around anyway. Plus, you gotta deal with hearing the usual witty banter between dickheads over the internet.
I can't even hear your homosexual voice. I actually can't hear it. What did
I said I like your weapon, so I'm just gonna
Alright, that's nice. I hope someone puts their penis up your bum tonight.
Really adds to the tension hearing adults talk like middle schoolers, huh?
Well, it's better than the usual Friday the 13th dialogue, I'll give him that. The real draw of the game is the opportunity to play as Jason, though, which is randomized. Before each match, you can choose different Jasons in the vain hope that you'll actually get to play as him, each with unique stats, but you're gonna want to go with the one that runs. The Richard Brooker Jason. Sorry, other Jasons, it's just a matter of practicality.
Part 3 Jason is still pretty slow, though. How does he keep up?
By cheating, of course. Jason can actively teleport all over the map without explanation, he has the power to see counselors through walls, and he can do that one thing from the Evil Dead series, running at extreme speeds in the first person. None of this shit is like the films, and it's pretty jarring, but it's still fun at least.
You gotta make compromises.
Yeah, but it'd be nice if those compromises didn't involve me getting stuck on a fence. Besides the stupid-ass powers, when you are close to the counselors with an even playing field, being Jason feels like it should. It's incredibly satisfying killing folks, but at the same time, the process can be a pain in the ass. I don't know why breaking down a door takes Jason like 3 minutes to accomplish.
So, besides killing, what's Jason's win scenario?
He doesn't really have one. Just kill as many as you can, hopefully all of them. If you did a good job, Mrs. Voorhees will be pleased.
Mommy is proud of you, Jason.
Do a shitty job and she'll sound a little pissed.
Come to Mommy.
Because the matches hinge on absolute survival or death, some matches can be dull if the Jason just sucks at his job.
So, what do you think about the beta overall, sir?
The game is still in development, but they've nailed the look and feel of Friday the 13th, definitely. Better than any other film in the series in more than 25 years, but what's in the beta isn't that fun. A lot of the time spent in a match feels like a clunky drawer opening simulator where Jason might show up if he can figure out his weird game mechanics fast enough.
The final game will hopefully have more survival options that won't involve fumbling around a nightstand. I mean, there's a lot of shit to cover with this franchise, and there's also going to be a single-player mode.
Yeah, at this point though, they just need to make sure that it's fun at release because everything else about it is good.
And maybe, just maybe, if this is a hit, we'll get more games based on horror movies. Just imagine a psychological horror game starring Freddy.
Or an open-world Haddonfield with Michael stalking the streets and nobody inside giving a shit while he's trying to kill you.
I think Call of Duty already did Michael Myers justice with him killing soldiers with an axe in a summer camp setting.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot. They nailed that.
Call of Duty is the pinnacle of horror games.
Goulash, I have to agree with that.
That's just gay. That's actually homosexual right there.